Hi, I'm Gina Beck, and I'm going to be sharing with you on mindset. I think it is the most powerful thing that you can learn because it affects everything that you have learned so far. Our mind has got to be in the game in order to have that success. All right, so this is not going to be a pep talk. This is going to be filled with 10 action tools. We're going to fill your toolbox, so get ready to write. And just in case you don't know who I am, I have been building my business for 18 years. I am a future executive senior sales director. I have 5 kids ranging in ages from 17 down to 8, and I have driven 11 free cars in Mary Kay, 7 of them being pink Cadillacs. So let's go. All right, so 10 tools to develop a strong mindset. Number 1, decide to be a problem solver. Decide to be a problem solver. Leaders are solution-minded. Now, if you're saying, well, I'm not really a leader, I would question that because the definition of a leader is someone with a following. So if you don't have kids yet who are following you, maybe you don't have team members yet who are following you, maybe you're a brand new consultant and you don't have customers who are following you yet. I mean, are you on Instagram? Do you have followers there? I mean, surely you have a following, okay? So you are a leader, and so you are solution-minded. Just to give you an example, I grew up with my dad being an Army Ranger. He's retired now, but can you imagine living with an Army Ranger? So even just being in the kitchen, Dad, I can't open the pickle jar. He would say something like, pretend you're the last man on earth. How are you going to get those pickles? You're like, okay, pretend you're out in the desert and this is all you have to eat. How are you going to get those pickles? So then you learn to be solution-minded. You figure it out. Maybe in your business, you're working on different things. You're booking scripts or your skincare class procedure, and you think, oh, how many times do I have to go around this mountain to get this good, to get this right? How many times? And you know what? The leader who's solution-minded says, as many as it takes. As many times as it takes, I will round this mountain until I master it. All right, toolbox. Number 2 tool is visualize. Visualize. So I'm going to give you some examples because visualization isn't always maybe one little thing that you think it is. So one example of visualization actually comes through music. What are you listening to? Because I know the music that I listen to stirs in me this warrior, whether it's a slow Christian song, or we are like jamming to the beat saying, turn down for what? It brings out the beast. It brings out the calm, confident woman. It brings that out, and I can visualize myself differently when the right songs are being played to my ears. Another way that you can visualize is literally stare in the mirror. So many times I have just had to stop and stare because I'm going to stare as long as it takes until I see myself the way that God sees me. Because sometimes when I choose to do this, it's not sometimes. When I choose to do this, it's necessary. Where it's either frustrated or a sad or a lost look. And then I just stare and stare, and it eventually softens until I see myself the way that God sees me. And then when you see yourself that way, you can take on the world. Maybe when you're looking in the mirror, it's a little bit different kind of a mood, and it's like Cindy Williams, and you grab that toothbrush and you say, are you ready for the most exciting night of your life? And you visualize greatness happening. I know when I'm getting ready and I play that national area debut song, I'm strutting because not just it's a good song, because I'm visualizing us strutting onto the stage when we debut as a national area. So that is the art of visualization. Now, we live in a distracted world. Highly distracted world. There's so many things pulling at us. And so I want to show you how you can use visualization to combat the world of distraction. And we're going to play the same game. And so I distract myself with lots of visuals. I trash my house. So in the morning when I am getting ready, I've got national sales directors talking to me and telling me great words of wisdom. I've got things that I can read out loud, right? I've got another national sales director talking to me. I feel like on top of the world. And then I walk out and I see the dog and I remember that I got to call the vet. Oops, Here we go. Remember. Oh, there's some more nationals talking to me. Yes, I know I can do it. I walk out to the living room and I see the karate bag. Oh my gosh, I still haven't replied to that email. It's okay, Gina. Learn to balance and budget your time like it was pure gold. The kids, are you kidding? They can't clean off the stove? It's okay because 2 seconds later I'm distracted. Love one another. Look how even wet it is. Jesus is reminding me God knows how. Do you see how we can combat this world of distraction and distracting thoughts with its own... Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so with our own visualizations, it works. Trash your house. Other things in my house are actual objects. I have Elastigirl in my, literally like a big Disney Elastigirl, in my office, and my Wonder Woman sword on my dresser. Physical objects. It doesn't, people think I'm crazy. It's all good because I am loving my life. All right, so trash your house. Okay, third tool. Actually, you know what? We're going to transition. Let me tell you one more. I'm going to show you one more thing for visualization. We're going to back up. This is my binder. It's got my cruise goal on the front. This binder is another visualization. I swim in it in the morning. And so, oh my gosh, this is back to my teacher days. I used to teach. Okay, so hello, that is a great Photoshop, isn't it? That's me in the national suit. Okay, so all kinds of different things are in here. This is pictures from the cruise ship. This is a drawing when Sydney and I were drawing of the national area. These are all things that used to be hanging around my house that I could not throw away. And so I kept them. And so they're continuing to remind me, Sydney drew Wonder Woman, of greatness. This is when I brainstormed and had an epiphany about our BFF national area. These are devotionals that I ripped out and I wrote in, and something just struck me. And so sometimes it just depends on how much time I swim in this notebook, that I'll reread it or at least see the things that are underlined. But all of these things used to be hanging on my walls, and I just, they get replaced, but just continual swimming, more devotionals, more greatness, right? Okay, you're getting the idea. So you can start collecting your own, whether it's a dream book or a visualization book, whatever you want to call it. Okay, third tool is pray. Pray. Now, we do have our prayer time in the mornings, and so when I say we, I'm talking about us. So, I'm in my Bible, and that's conversation with God, right? So I'm reading, that's me listening to him. When I pray, that's me talking to him. When I'm still, right, that's when I'm present with him. And so all of that all works together. That is, my most cherished time. One of the things that I have posted on the website is a daily prayers sheet. And I do this, and they're just great activities. I think I have it, yes. So I made this prayers in action because our hashtag is BexX in action. And so this is a great little tool. And then it has the 6 most important things to ask God in the morning, and poems that I read. So I have had this forever. I have multiple copies everywhere, multiples stuffed in my Bible case. This is a devotional, The Word Among Us. I love it, but that's the one, look, more stuff that's underlined that I'm going to be ripping out and saving. And so that's a huge part of developing that strong mindset. We tend to think about things a lot throughout our day, so turn those thoughts into prayers, and they're so much more powerful. Yes, God knows our thoughts, but when we, on purpose, turn those thoughts into prayers, here we go. All right. Number 4 for the toolbox is to speak truth, speak affirmations. Now, I know some of you may have a hard time with affirmations because it feels kind of phony and fake. Maybe you kind of think of that Saturday Night Live skit of Stuart Smalley looking in the mirror going, doggone it, people like me. Okay, so it doesn't have to be corny. So there's different versions of affirmations. So one could be a long version. This I actually tore off of my shower wall. It's in a page protector so it doesn't get wet, and it's fully sealed with masking tape on all the edges, but it's my strengths. I took the Strengths Finders test, and I printed out and summarized, this is me. I actually hear The Greatest Showman when I read this. I'm going, this is me, because it's who I am. It's my strengths. So that's a version of an affirmation every day in the shower, to be reading those, sometimes silently, sometimes out loud. Another version of affirmations, they might be quick little statements. This is also posted. And this I made, so many years ago. And it used to be cut out on index cards. And for a while, they were actually hole punched and attached to my keychain. So wherever I was, even if I was stopped at a light, I would be flipping through and reading things like, I listen more, speak less, and ask effective questions because I look out for the interests of others and build them up according to their needs, and that's biblical. I share our products with 30 women and the business plan with 10 personal prospects each month because he who sows generously reaps generously, right? And so these are great little quick things that we can say. And then the third version of affirmations might just be literally like quick one-liners that we can just say whenever, like, nothing but great things happen to me. Or don't doubt in the dark what was revealed in the light. And so these are little things that help us throughout our days. Those are quick affirmations that you can just say for anything. Okay, here we go. Number 5, the action is reflect. Reflect. Now, by default, we tend to reflect and self-bash, and that's not what I'm talking about. So we are not going to reflect and be like, oh, why did I say that way? Or, oh, why did I mess that up again? Because when we ask ourselves why questions that put us in the past, our subconscious is going to answer. Okay, so I was at the doctor's office recently, and I had my goodie bags and my gifts to bless other people. And so I struck up the conversation, gave her blessing and her gift, and we were talking Mary Kay, but then I never asked a question. I never actually asked her the question to book or her name or her number. I mean, I know her name, but not her number and all that. And so it would be so easy to say, God, why did you even open your mouth? Or why did you not do it the right way that you know how to do it? But then our brain would go, because you didn't practice, Gina, because you didn't pump yourself up before you walked out of the car, because you were running late. And why were you running late? Because you have so many kids and you didn't wake up on time because you went to bed too late. I can't do Mary Kay. Or if I ask myself a how question. Okay, so after the warm chatter experience didn't go quite the way I wanted, I can say, how could I have made that better? Now what our subconscious does is solve the problem. It figures out. And when I ask myself, how could I have done that better? You know what I also start doing? Visualizing. I start visualizing myself being successful, solving the problem, doing the thing that could have made it better. This is powerful, you guys, because all this mindset stuff starts to overlap. All right, the 6th tool is to be grateful. Be grateful. All right, so when I say be grateful, I don't mean just on that basic level. Like if you ask the kids, what are you grateful for? And they say the home and my family and food. Okay, yes, those are all things to be grateful for. But I'm talking about the dig deep grateful stuff. The stuff that you wouldn't normally want to find anything grateful about. So you're in the middle of a texting conversation to book someone, and then all of a sudden, boom, no response. You're like, hello, where did you go? Okay, so I can be like, all right, well, I'm grateful that happened, because then when it happens to my new team member, I'll know exactly how she feels and I can help coach her through that. There you go. Or the new customer calls and says, I don't like this skincare, it's not working for me. I'm so grateful she called. I'm so grateful that we were able to talk it through and I could suggest other things, because otherwise I would have assumed that she was enjoying it when really, in fact, she was telling people how Mary Kay doesn't work for her. So I'm so grateful that I found that out. Or pour my heart out to someone. I poured my belief and my soul. Not a response, right? Not the response I was looking for. I can be grateful. I can be grateful that I chose courage, that I was true to myself and what I believed. And I'll remember that Jesus was rejected himself, and then I carry on. Okay, so we're going to flip it around because we're really grateful. These things are happening in our lives and we're like, I'm choosing gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Well, tool number 7, it's going to seem like the opposite. Tool number 7 is eliminate stressors. Now, sometimes if we find ourselves trying to be grateful about the same thing over and over, but it keeps kind of being a thorn in our side, maybe we need to look at it a little bit differently. Like, okay, my Mary Kay time is going on right now. I'm in my house and the kids are screaming. Okay, I'm grateful I can work from my home. As I go into my bedroom, close the door. I'm so grateful I can lock the door, right? And then I turn around and I see the pile of laundry on the bed and I'm like, I'm so grateful we have clothes, But if I do that over and over, I'm like, this is not working. This is stressful. I need to eliminate stress. Then I become a problem solver. How can I figure it out? You know what? I can, for an hour, be in the car. Neighbor can watch the kids. Every solution is a little bit different. But what I'm just saying is I can be in the car up the road and get an hour done, easy, powerful, and not be stressed. So we figure it out. We eliminate the stressors. And sometimes those can evolve. So with the different phases of your life. I a stressor was laundry. I'm like, oh, I can't stand folding laundry. It's just such a time waster. I can't stand doing it. So then the kids are all toddlers, or not all of them 5 at the same time, but you know what I'm saying. So like I'm having more and more kids and they're toddler age. So I hire someone to do the laundry, right? Well, fast forward years later, and I find myself going, I'm so grateful I have help, but why is it stressing me out that I see the person who helps me folding laundry? Because I look outside and I see kids jumping on a trampoline who are fully capable of folding laundry. I'm like, time to shift, because what used to be make me grateful, I'm making myself be grateful for, because now life has changed, and that stresses me out to see someone that I'm paying fold laundry when those kids can do it for free. Do you see what I'm saying? So those stressors change. We just got to be aware of those feelings and then adjust. The last thing about stressors is maybe the stressor is a person. Maybe someone hurt you. So here's another one-liner that will totally help. Hurting people hurt people. So if you've been hurt, even if it was just a stranger or someone over and over, hurting people hurt people. And so when I say that to myself, I'm like, you know what? That person hurt me. They must be hurting themselves. And so then all of a sudden you can turn it into a prayer, right? We turn it into a prayer because all of a sudden we see that as a hurting person. Okay, toolbox number 8, or tool number 8. All right, this one is pause and question. Pause and question. So our lives, we go, 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 go. We see something to do, we react. The wholesale order arrived. I'm so excited my Mary Kay products are here. It's the middle of the day. Let me go put it away and make my shelves look all pretty. I'm so excited I have products. So we're gonna pause. It's the middle of the day, boxes of products to put away. And I'm gonna question, is this bringing me closer to my God, my health, my family, my career goals? No. And don't kind of fake answer, well, I gotta have inventory on my shelf. No. That's not bringing you closer to your actual career goals right now. Okay, I questioned it, I'm gonna change the direction. Or maybe you're about to get on your phone and scroll on Facebook, okay? So I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna question. Here's another good question. Am I being a thermometer where I'm going to be checking everyone else's temperature? Or am I gonna be a thermostat, turning up the heat? So if I'm going on to Facebook and I'm being a thermometer, just checking everyone else out, change. Don't. Because you can also kind of trick yourself and be like, oh, but I'm going on there to get ideas. Okay, well, unless you're getting ideas to be the thermostat, to change the heat of your business instantly, then that's a waste of time. Unless you're committed to get the idea and implement, then you're just gonna be left with a whole lot of ideas and time wasted. And why is this important? Well, let's say the day's going on and you're like, gritty to the max and you're just kind of like forcing everything. Or maybe the opposite. You're kind of like, I got some time. Maybe I should do some Mary Kay, right? Then you say, why? What could I do to change the situation? Is it go take a walk because I'm a little bit too wound up? Or is it, I need to get clear on, am I wasting my talents and my gifts and what I committed to God? And so we can say, why am I about to do what I'm about to do? Question it and see if it matches up. Because what happens is if we only pause at night, if we only pause when we're going to bed at night, and that's the only time we question, then there's no time to fix it. We lost our opportunity of the day and we can feel defeated. So pause throughout the day. Number 9 tool is laugh. Laugh at yourself. And if you can't force the laugh, force the smile. Seriously, force the smile. I'll force the kids to smile, and they do the fake one. And then they do the fake one. I'm like, nope. You have to do it 3 times with creases in the eyes. Then we know. And I'm telling you, it changes them. It changes something internal when you make yourself smile, but laughing at yourself. Let me just tell you. Let's say you were doing booking and you booked her. You booked the girl that scared you before, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do the happy dance. Don't just say you're gonna do the happy dance. Do the happy dance. You're like, oh yeah, and then you catch a reflection in the window and you're like, oh my gosh, I look like such a fool. You laugh at yourself. Enjoy the journey, okay? Do that victory pose. Do something so that when the kids walk by, they're like, what is mom doing? And then we all laugh, okay? Or maybe it was the bad booking. Oh my gosh, I think I have the epitome of the bad booking attempt. I've been saying this story for a long time, but I so wanted to warm chatter this girl in the shoe store. I just wanted to. My spirit was like, I want to talk to her, and I kept letting fear get in the way. And for some reason, the courage showed up when she was already in her car on her phone, and I knocked on the window and scared her like she jumped like a million miles. I was so embarrassed. She rolled down the window. I have no idea what I said to her, but All I know is after it was over, I said prayers for Mary Kay, that she did not judge all Mary Kay women based on me scaring the lights out of her. Okay, so, but what did I do? I laughed about it. I got in my car. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Okay, while I was praying for all Mary Kay consultants. Okay, and then number 10 tool is show up. Show up for your strong mindset. All of these things are tools that we're using, but if our cup isn't filled, we can feel defeated. So we have to show up. We have to get poured into. So we have to get poured into daily. I have hundreds of Mary Kay CDs. Now everything has to be converted to flash drives or uploaded to phones, but you can do it, or you can figure it out and find someone to do it for you so that every day you have something good going into your ears. Weekly at the meeting, just figure it out. Here's another one-liner. Success is inconvenient. Don't buy the excuses. Oh, I've got this going on and this going on. Guess what? We all do, but we figured it out because success is inconvenient and I want success. And so that is daily and that is weekly. And then we've got big things like career conference and seminar that happen once a year. Why do we go there? Because we hear the stories that inspire us, and those are the stories that we remember because they're stories of women overcoming obstacles. And that's what gives us our grit. That's what reminds us that we can be problem solvers too. And so I'm tired of the excuses. I never gave those excuses of, oh, it's over my kid's birthday. Guess what? I don't let it be up to them. I say, you know what? Here's another one-liner. Mama's got to put the oxygen mask on her first, right? Because happy kids come from happy mamas, and I gotta make myself happy. I gotta show up. So even though seminar is over your birthday, you know what we're gonna do? You're gonna celebrate 3 times. We're gonna do the kid birthday to all your friends before I leave. While I'm gone, Grandma and Grandpa are gonna take you out to dinner on your birthday, and then when I come back, the family's gonna celebrate. Man, you're gonna get 3 birthdays. You're so lucky. Sold it. All right, so I hear it like, oh, I'll just listen. It ain't the same. It ain't the same to listen afterwards. Or, oh, I don't want to go there. I don't deserve it. I haven't done good things. And I just end up comparing myself to all the people who've done great things and don't feel good about myself. Well, guess what? There's an opportunity. You ain't the only one who's comparing. We're all comparing, okay? So guess what happens then when we compare? We can grab our toolbox and go, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have a company that allows that woman to be so successful. I'm grateful that she has strengths that she can share that I can learn from, because I'm going to affirm that I've got strengths too. You guys, then the toolbox comes out. Okay, so all of that, it's hard to leave, it's hard to travel, it's hard for everyone. Success is inconvenient. And you know what we do? We default to number 1. I'm a problem solver. I'm going to figure it out. I know you can figure out. You're going to develop your mindset. You're going to develop your strong mind. It will carry you through to all kinds of successes. You can do it.